In the Lone Star State, we cherish our freedoms and hold our families dear. But when it comes to healthcare, the challenges we face are as diverse as our people. Every day, Texans grapple with the consequences of bad actors in the medical field. That's why we created Texas Best Docs. We're here to help families protect their loved ones and make informed healthcare decisions. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Texas Best Docs. I'm your host, Kaylee Pear, and today our guest is a legendary Dallas Cowboys defensive tackle whose football career was nothing short of remarkable. Playing 2 seasons with the Maryland Terrapins and 14 seasons at the Dallas Cowboys, he is a Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl co-MVP, 1-time NFC Defensive Player of the Year, 7-time All-Pro, and 9-time Pro Bowler, 2-time First-Team All-American Pro Football Hall of Famer, College Football Hall of Famer, and even a Delaware Sports Hall of Famer. Can I take a break yet? That's a lot, right? His nickname, the Manster, has a title of the quickest lineman in the game. After retiring from the NFL, he now takes care of his 2 grandchildren here in the DFW area and is the face of a pilot program that aims to fight back against the opioid and fentanyl epidemic in the U.S. We are here with Dallas Cowboys icon, number 54, Randy White. I am so glad to have you here.
Well, you read that just the way I wrote it down.
I love it. It was awesome.
No.
You've got so much to be, proud of, and we're just so thankful to have you with us today, and a lot to get to. So did I miss anything? That's my first question, because I need a break after all that.
I could have added some more stuff, but no, you did a great job. You did a great job. I was lucky to have a great sports career, be around a lot of great people from Little League football on, the coaches and the people I had the opportunity to be around all the way up through being with Coach Tom Landry for 14 years was not only a great experience for football, not only did he push me to a different level in football, but he improved everybody that's around him as a person. Yeah. He used to always say God, family, and football, and that was the priorities. And the older you get, the more he makes sense. So, I was blessed. I was lucky to have the opportunities I had.
In playing football, Texas Best Docs is about, the healthcare industry. And being in a sport like that for as many years as you were, your healthcare is a very important part of that and a very important part of professional sports. So talk to us a little bit about how healthcare was in the professional sports environment when you were in the NFL.
Well, it's just a matter of being lucky a lot of times and not getting hurt. Like, I never had a major injury. I hurt my neck, and I played with a bad neck for about the last 5 years of my career. But, other than that, I played 1 year with a broken foot, a broken bone in my foot. Broken my fingers, broke my hands. I'll tell you one story. I had Too Tall Jones, a guy I played football with. Yeah. We were out playing a game, and after a play, I looked over, and Ed's finger was pointing that way. Oh. And he wasn't going to go out of the game. So I called the referee over. I said, Jim Tooney, who was a referee, I said, Tooney, come over here. I said, look at his finger. And he had to make Ed go out of the game. He probably stayed out 2 plays, came back with his bandage up and played. But back in that time, we were expected to, if it used to tell us, it's too far from your heart, it's not going to kill you, get back in there. That was kind of the attitude that we had back then. Yeah. And the game's changed and progressed, and they're protecting these players more and more. They don't take as many chances, but I wouldn't trade anything I ever did, but it has improved.
I was going to ask that. Do you think it's changed in a good way?
It has improved, but I don't want to see a two-man touch football game going on out there. Yeah. I don't like it when I see the receiver catch a ball and jump up for an interference play, or every time the quarterback gets sacked, he looks at the referee. I want a flag. I want a flag. Yeah. We're playing a contact sport here. Get with it. So, anyway.
Well, I think it has evolved. I think it has come a long way. I don't want anyone playing with their finger being perpendicular.
It just happens.
That hurts. How do you catch a ball like that?
You train yourself as a football player that, really you can tell if something, like when I broke my foot, I played the one game I missed in 14 years. I actually went out and played a few plays, but I couldn't push off. So they pulled me out. They got me a metal plate in my shoe, got Nike to build me a special shoe, and I played the next 8 weeks and went to the Pro Bowl. I mean, that wasn't a big deal. It was just expected that you're going to do that.
Now, what's the protocol now? You break your foot, you're out.
Oh, if they broke their foot, they'd be out for the rest of the year. I mean, they'd be done. So, but they're looking out for these guys' long-term health, and the concussion thing is also an issue. I mean, I hit my head for years, and I can still make whole sentences. I don't know how long that's going to last, but it's always
pretty good.
It's always a concern.
Aside from football, at the end of our intro for you, we talked a little bit about your involvement with fentanyl and the opioid crisis. And I wanted to kind of ask you a little bit more about what made you get involved in that. That's a little bit different than the whole, sports, professional sports.
Well, when I look back at my life, the biggest stress I ever had was what was I going to do the next day? What game? Baseball, basketball, football, go to the woods and climb trees and, build a fort or whatever we're going to do. Mm-hmm. These kids today have a challenge. I have a daughter who's my son-in-law he was cutting trees all day. He was a professional snowboarder, and a friend of his offered him a pain pill. He took it. It had that fentanyl in it, and it killed him. So, consequently, at 71 years old, I'm raising a 12-year-old and a 5-year-old, which I enjoy immensely. But, I mean, that's a problem. I look at my daughter and I say, okay, she had me. How many people out there don't have somebody? And what do they do? And where do they end up? So when I had an opportunity to get involved, I said, you know what? If I can make a difference in one person's life, I'm going to try to do it. So that's how I got involved with it, and that's why when the opportunities come up to go talk to people, I try to educate myself the best I can so I can talk, educated to them and get a message out there. That's the main thing. We got to get the message out there to everyone that, hey, there is a problem.
Yeah.
Like this vape thing. I'm out of that arena. I'm not in that. But what's out there now, new, is this vape thing. And it's coming from China, and they're bringing it into the United States, and it's killing people. So, I think one of the statistics is the most deaths in this country with 50 years old and younger come from opioids or the vape stuff, and then we have our problem with the child ID, with the trafficking of the kids and that whole problem. I tell you, like I said, if I could make a difference in one of them, I'm gonna try to do that.
Yeah, I know, like college now with kids that are, going to college and then they don't know this product is laced with fentanyl or, whatever. Like, that's a scary scenario as well. That's been a lot in the news at this point.
The thing about it, if you take 2 grains of salt, 2 grains of salt and 2 grains of fentanyl, that's enough fentanyl to kill you. People don't realize that. But what I tell them, I say, the younger people, when I have the opportunity, I tell them, look, you go to a party, you go out somewhere, if you drink something, you make sure you never let that out of your sight, and you make sure nobody else touches it. And if you get a prescription, if you're going to take a pill, if it doesn't have your name on the bottle and it was prescribed to you and it's been in your possession, do not take it. I mean, that's the kind of message we got to get out to all our kids. And then they have to be smart enough to believe us that this really happens. And then when you bring the subject up, you always run into somebody that knows somebody or has a relative that has died from this fentanyl thing. So it's just a terrible problem that we have. And, everybody out there that's working on it. I mean, our sheriffs and our law enforcement, they're out there fighting this thing every day. And I take my hat off to these guys. And any way I can help them, I'm there to do it.
And you've answered this, but I wanted to ask again, your son-in-law is passing because of that. How has that changed you and the view of the healthcare system?
How has it changed?
Like you and your view of our healthcare industry. And
I wasn't aware of fentanyl. I was one of these guys, this is like almost 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know this problem was out there. And when it happened to him, I just thought, man, this is but the more I got educated on this, the more I heard about it, the more of a problem that I saw it was. So, that's why I got involved with this.
Yeah, so we've talked a couple of different times, and you've been all over the place talking about this problem we have in this country. Where are some of the places that you've, spoken or tried to reach out to different communities? Where are some of those that you could?
Well, I got involved with the Child ID program back in 2000. And so Kenny Hansmeyer, who is the head of the Child ID program, through my association with him, I got exposed to the fentanyl problem. And, I've done PSAs, and I just did a series of them with Mike Singletary, linebacker for the Chicago Bears.
Numbers.
You're a Bear fan, but he's very active in this also. And we went to the Hall of Fame and just filmed a whole new set of PSAs a couple of weeks ago. So they'll go all over the country. I mean, that'll be everywhere. Yeah. So, but I've been. I talked to all the sheriffs from around the whole country, had their get-together up in Oklahoma City here earlier in the year, and I got an opportunity to go up there and speak to them, which was a great experience for me because, if I hadn't played football, I probably would have been a cop or something, but it's just there, and everybody needs to be aware of it. And when you're aware of it, then you can spread the word.
Yeah.
And, our kids are our resource for the future.
100%.
I did a charity thing the other night with Charles Haley, who played football for the Cowboys. And Charles is helping kids learn to read and make sure they're on top of things. I mean, we got to take care of our kids. If we don't, what's the future going to be? Yeah. What's the future of our country going to be if we don't take care of our kids? Yeah. They're the ones. Yeah. So it's very important.
And, that's kind of, with Texas Best Docs, that's a big part of this, taking care of our families, taking care of the future, and being able to feel a little safer. So, coming back full circle on, having you on here today is, the founders of Texas Best Docs. And I wanted to talk about how you know them and how you developed that relationship.
Well, since 1975, I started training in the martial arts. And these guys.
Cool. Side note.
These guys.
Should we see some moves at the end?
You want to see some moves?
Some martial art moves.
Oh, that's about as good one as I know right there. Or this one here.
Hey, that's more than what I can do.
Or this one here. Which one you want to do?
Love it.
Looks like we're dancing, right? No, but great guys.
Yeah.
And I got to know them, and through the relationship with them, I started being able to get involved with this because, again, it's something that we need to have out there. People need to know where they can go to get the best health care for whatever problem they have. When I played football, I had somebody babysitting me and taking care of me. If I needed to go to an eye doctor, a nose, if I had the flu or whatever I had, they give us to the best doctor. Well, not everybody out there knows how to get to the best doctor or even knows who is the best doctor.
Yep.
So that's why I'm glad I got a chance here today to talk about the Texas Best Docs, because people have problems. They have a bad back. Well, they don't know who's a good doctor, who's a bad doctor, and I'm not knocking any doctor. I don't want to, but everybody's different, right? And everybody has different needs. So you want to be able to go research the different doctors, so you make sure you get to one that fits your needs.
Yeah.
And that's what this program does, and I think that's what's so great about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you were bringing up, you had access to, top-notch healthcare, like without having to do any work. Nowadays, with people moving all over the place, and we have so many transplants here, me included, that you come here and you have no idea, where to even start. So give me your thoughts on, what Texas Best Docs is going to do for that healthcare industry in regards to helping not only that, but even physicians that need to refer and be able to keep their community safe.
Well, it'll just it's a platform that's, like you said, if people, if I needed, my knees bother me, I think I need a knee replacement. Well, I don't know who the best doctor is. I mean, if I'm somebody that's not from around here, you always know somebody that can recommend somebody. But if you can go and look this person up and see exactly what they've done, how long they've been doing it, and the track record that they have, and it fits what you want, then you could say, okay, this is a guy I want to go see. Mm-hmm. And if that doesn't work out, you have an opportunity to go see this guy.
Yeah.
And so it gives you options. Mm-hmm. And, everybody's going to have a problem sooner or later. I don't care. I'm getting older, and everybody's going to have a problem. And you want to be sure that you're going to see the person that fits your needs the best. And that's what this does. You can find the person that's going to take care of you the way you want to be taken care of.
Yeah. Because, you're getting older, but you also played pro football.
Yeah.
Can you talk about how tough that is on a player's body?
Oh, it takes a beating on you. I mean, I stay in shape. I still like to work out. But that old saying, I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I always was.
Yes.
That's not true. That's not true.
It's not true?
No, it's not true. But, as you get older, your joints, and I still stay active, but I have to be careful because I get to thinking I'm back when I'm 25 years old, I can still do that. Well, you can't. Coach Landry used to tell us, if you're fortunate enough to stick around long enough, the game humbles everybody. Well, that's not only the game of football, but the game of life. Humbles you too. And as you go along that road, you're going to have problems. I don't care if you play football or you didn't. So when that comes up, you want to be sure you go see the person that is going to take the best care of you, and you have confidence. And the only way you get confidence in people is to gain knowledge about them. Mm-hmm. Knowledge builds confidence. So that's what's so great about this program. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm here today talking about it.
Well, question, you had access to such great healthcare when you were playing football and in the NFL. How has that healthcare journey been post-NFL? So post-football, how has that journey been trying to find the right doctors and be able to, has it gone smoothly? Hope so.
Well, see, I've been able to keep those relationships when you get out of football.
Oh, that's nice.
And so you can keep those relationships, and through them, if you have other problems, they'll refer you to someone they think is the best person. So, but again, it's a personal thing.
Yeah.
Not everybody wears the same size shoe. So,
what size do you wear?
I wear a 14.
I wear a 5.
Yeah. So, yours won't fit me.
No.
And mine won't fit you.
I might trip a lot if I wore yours.
Well, if you needed something on your foot, mine would be better than yours are for me.
That's true.
So, but anyway, that's...
Sorry, Squirrel, I go off track.
No, that's good. That's good. But you got to, the point I'm trying to make is it's not a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
What's right for you may not be right for me. And if we don't have a platform to go look at to determine what is best for us, then we're going to be not getting the care that we should be getting.
Yeah.
So, and long term, that's going to hurt you.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt you. So, that's why the Texas Best Docs, that's why that program is going to be great for everyone.
And you can track, like using this, you can track your doctors. Because I know we talked before, one of the other times that we've been together, about, you had a provider that closed on you, and you drove up and you had no idea. With this, we can kind of keep track of that. So kind of expand a little bit on it.
Well, I've had a couple doctors, not just one. I've had 3 different doctors that I've drove up, and their practices were closed down for different reasons. And when that happened, you're sitting there, okay, what do I do? I mean, this guy's gone. I mean, like in one day, he's gone, and you can't go even ask him, hey, where do you think I ought to go, or what do you think I ought to do here or there? So that's not a good.
No.
That's not a good place to be. So through other people that I know, through working out, that have similar issues the same as I would have, I've been able to question them, which is a process. Who do you know that knows this one or this one? Well, if I could go online and say, okay, this is my problem, this is what I'm looking for, where's a doctor near me that can take care of this problem? I mean, that's what you want to have.
Yeah.
So I've been lucky in that arena to know enough people when I need something.
You got it. Yeah.
Well, I have a friend that's a sports agent, and he still represents a lot of players. So he always has the best doctors for his guys. So I stay abreast of what's going on.
Yeah.
But not everybody has that.
So this can be your sports agent.
This is going to be your sports agent for everyone out there. Mm-hmm. This is going to be their sports agent.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we knew that you were coming on the podcast, so we asked about our viewers and our social media followers to ask some questions.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask a few of those. Feel free to answer, or if you don't want to answer and don't feel comfortable, you can say no comment.
I'll make something up.
Okay. I love it. Okay, so here's our first question. Randy, throughout your career, you appeared in an impressive 209 games, only ever missing 1 game. How instrumental were the Cowboys training staff, healthcare partners, on helping you stay healthy on the field despite the physical demands of playing as a defensive tackle? That's a great question, by the way.
Well, I mean, the trainers and the doctors that we had, if you had a problem, being honest, I had a doctor, man, if I had a bad knot in my back or my neck or somewhere, boy, he was good with that needle. He would stick some needle in there, whatever was in it, make you feel good, and get out there.
I was like, oh my goodness.
Get out there and play.
Yeah, let's go.
But that don't happen today. But that was back when I played. But they looked out for us. I can tell you a quick story. You want to hear a quick story?
I do. I love your story.
Okay. We had a flu going around to the training room.
Yeah.
And I went in, when the doc came in there, I said, Doc, I think I'm getting this stuff. I'm feeling lousy. So he gave me this suppository. And he said, go home and take these suppositories and then come in here tomorrow morning and we'll see how you feel. Well, I never heard of a suppository. I went home, I took the suppositories.
Oh, you took them? Okay.
I took them, yeah. I came back in the next day. And they said, how you feel? I felt good. I said, hey, I feel good, but them things taste terrible. That's a true story.
What did your doctor say? What did your doctor say?
Well, you know what he said. They made fun of me for the rest of my life. I've been making fun of me.
Well, we can just blame it on him.
I didn't know.
Well, if he used the verbiage, take this, then...
You assume it's
I assume it's oral. That is
I never heard about taking the other way, but
All right, next question. How do you feel about the exponential increase in NFL player salaries over time, specifically Dak Prescott's new $240 million contract?
I am so happy they got that over. I've been so tired of hearing about it every day for this whole last year. Now they can go out there and focus on winning football games like they did last week. If we can go out and do that every week, now we're going to be ready. But in all seriousness, I'm glad the players make the money they're making today. We didn't make that kind of money back when I played, but I'm glad to see these guys making the money. They're one play away from their career being over all the time. They're providing a service. People all over the world and the country enjoy watching them perform. I think they should be compensated. The more they can get, the happier I am for them.
I think that, because we talked a little bit before we taped this, about that question. And I think that a lot of people don't realize, hey, they could get injured and their career is over. It's over today. They have no more. And so I think that's a different perspective when people are getting mad about maybe the team losing or something, that they need to think about. It's more than just, hey, they get paid because they play pro football.
Well, let me tell you something. They pay a price.
Yeah.
They pay a price.
They have families. They have things they have to provide for.
People forget about that part. They have a world. They have people they have to take care of. And, if you're jealous or you wish you could make that kind of money, go play football or go play basketball or go play a sport. Yeah. But not everybody's blessed with the ability to do that. So you have to take your hat off to these guys, especially now. A lot of these guys like Dak, you talk about Dak. He's such a good role model for kids. Mm-hmm. And that's so important. We're talking about kids all along. He makes this kind of money. Who knows what kids he's going to inspire to get involved with sports. Yeah. And I think, the fact that not everybody's going to be a great football player, the fact that you play sports, you learn teamwork, you learn camaraderie, you know how to get along, you learn how to handle defeats when things don't go right. Yep. You learn that when things don't go right, instead of pointing the finger at somebody else and saying, it happened because you did the wrong thing, you look at yourself and you say, have I done everything to help my team or my family or my group be better? No, don't point the finger. Look at yourself and make yourself better. And those are the lessons you learn through sports. So.
Well, I like your answer to that question.
Well, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
All right, here's another one for you. Do you think the United States southern border policies have impacted the country's fentanyl crisis?
Without a doubt. The main cause of death for people in this country, in Texas and throughout the country under 50 years old, is from fentanyl. And tell you what, it's a major problem, and until we get it corrected, I think one of the statistics, there was 515 million pills confiscated last year. That's like double from the year before. The problem is not getting better, it's getting worse. And our law enforcement guys, that's why I take my hat off to them, because they're out fighting this all the time. We don't hear every day what they go through and the things they've done and the things they do to keep us safe. They really do. So it's a problem, and we need to get it straightened out very quickly, or we're going to have other problems.
Yeah. It has been a pleasure having you on here today.
My pleasure to be with you.
I've had the best time, and I think, you have so many very important things to say that people need to make sure that they're listening. And so thank you for sharing your insights, your experiences with us, and, hope to have you back on here some point soon.
Well, like I said, if I can inspire one person that's watching this today to be a better person and make a better choice, it's worth it.
High five.
All right, kiddo.
All right. And thank you to our listeners at Texas Best Docs. Don't forget to visit www.texasbestdocs.com to get started on finding the best healthcare for you and your family. And as we said before, you can stay informed in your healthcare decisions for less than a Netflix subscription. If you have any questions or feedback, feel free to reach out to us through our website, or you can follow us on social media at Texas Best Docs on all social platforms. You've been listening to Texas Best Docs with Kaylee Pear and Randy White. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe and leave us a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. If If you have any questions you'd like answered on future podcasts, please make sure to comment below. Until next time, take care and stay healthy, Texans.